What's up guys, my name is Aaron. This is going to be my review of Blank Face LP by ScHoolboy Q. This is the 4th studio album by ScHoolboy Q. He's a rapper in TDE, Kendrick Lamar's kind of group, I guess. I think he's a really talented rapper. He's very energetic and he has a really unique flow. I wasn't a huge fan of his last album, Oxymoron. I kind of thought that it was kind of scatterbrained and there was a lot of failure on that album, but I do think that he's a talented rapper and I thought that he could pull it around. I thought that he did pull it around for the most part, but there's some things about this album that I didn't like too. I do like the dark, sinister production. It really fits into the mode of ScHoolboy Q being like this gangster rapper, and it really gives credence to that. The song Torch is really gritty and epic. I like the kind of grand guitar riff that plays in the song, the jazzy drums, and I like the overall uneasiness of the track. The song Groovy Tony / Eddie Kane, I like eerie vibe that the song has with the distorted synth on the track, the way that the drum is laid out, and I like the crunchy guitar on the track. It kind of makes you think of a shootout in a gangster movie. The song Dope Dealer, which I think is kind of like the centerpiece of the album. I like the disorientating synths, and then I like the hard-hitting drums. It's really one of the best Metro Boomin and Southside productions that I've heard either of them make. Really gritty, really dark track. The production is on point for the most part with the subject matter, and I like how they both kind of like intertwine with each other. And then the subject matter is just really you really get into like ScHoolboy Q's like headspace with this album. You can kind of tell that he's going through something and stuff like that. It's really interesting whenever he goes into detail about that type of stuff. The song Torch, he's talking about himself, bad decisions that he's made in life, kind of his childhood. It's kind of giving you like a run through of his headspace at this point. The song John Muir, that's the name of the middle school that he went to, kind of gives you a headspace of like him as a 13 to 14-year-old, the robbing, the stealing, the gang banging, all the bad things that he was doing at this really young age of 13 or 14 is really jarring to hear about this kid doing all this bad stuff. The song Black Thoughts, that's kind of about talking about the things that he's seeing in the news now, like police brutality and like black stereotypes that are being perpetuated around and stuff like that. The song Never Change is kind of like this harrowing track about how the world doesn't change at all, like the police brutality that just keeps on repeating itself and it's never going to change, and like how people in the hood kind of view themselves as better, but they're really not doing enough to get out of that situation and stuff. This album is pretty depressing, but he does keep it really interesting, and I do like his rapping and delivery. He's one of the more unique, energetic rappers in the game right now, and he really gets a chance to show that versatility off on this album. The song That Part, he really fits the braggadocious beat on that track. He's really like chill and cool on that track, and he really does give this air of aloofness and stuff. On the song Groovy Tony Eddie Kane, he kind of sounds kind of demented as he raps about actually being about that gangster lifestyle. On the song Overtime, it's kind of like a tonal change. He kind of sounds sensual on that song and self-assured, and it's pretty much just a sex track. I really do like his versatility on this album. He has a lot of different faces that he shows on this album, and I like how self-assured and how confident he sounds on all these tracks. I feel like the features on this album are for the most part pretty good. Like Kanye West and Jadakiss, I really felt like they brought a lot to the tracks they were on, but some of the features on this album weren't that great. For example, E40 on Dope Dealer, I really felt like he killed the momentum of that track. The song's really about like the ins and outs of being a drug dealer and kind of like what you go through and kind of like the darkness of it, and then you have E40 rapping on there like a cartoon character, and it's just like a really jarring tonal shift of the track. I really didn't like that, and it just kind of makes me think that ScHoolboy Q could be a better picker of features and stuff, and I felt like this album was like way too long. It was really grating by the time I got maybe to the 3/4 of the album. I felt like it just didn't need to be that long. He could have cut like 7 to 8 tracks on this album and it would have been a more cohesive, easier flow to listen to. I felt like it was just really long and it just didn't need to be. This didn't need to be like an epic album. Overall, I did like this album. I like the dark production on this album, and I like the subject matter too. The two kind of go in hand with each other, and they make a really cool balance. And I do like his energetic, unique delivery. I feel like he brings a lot of passion and a lot of different things to the game, and I do like how unique he is. I feel like the features really mess up the flow of the album, and I felt like the album was kind of long. It didn't need to be that long, and he could have been a little bit more concise with the songs and just kind of shortening some songs and cutting a lot of the songs too. Overall, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely better than Oxymoron in my opinion, but I feel like there's still more that he could do to kind of tweak his musicality. I would recommend this to people that like ScHoolboy Q and TDE. If you like that type of sound, you're definitely gonna like this album. So what did you guys think? Did you like this album? Did you hate this album? Let me know in the comments what you thought, and thanks for watching. Thanks guys. Bye.